we're about to roll.
Super ready, excited for the day. It's going to be an amazing day. Back to this.
We need more film and camera too.
Best show ever in history.
3,
Everybody.
It is a beautiful Tuesday night, and my name is Erinn.
And my name is Dan.
Together we are
Erinn and Dan.
And this is
Erinn and Dan,
but it's live. It is 8:01 on Tuesday. What's the date?
I don't know. The days run together.
Tuesday, May.
In our line of work, it's
14th.
never important.
Tuesday, May 14th.
Yep.
So if you're out there, say hey in the comments. We can feature your comments and interact with you all night long. Well, actually, not all night long.
And that's how we can prove to you that this is not pre-recorded. Though
That's
it may
right.
be perfect in its execution and elegant in its artistry, it is happening right before your very eyes.
It is.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for coming in here. We see a lot of the familiar folk here. Thanks for coming in. If you're new, welcome to the show. Let us know you're out there.
Be sure to follow us right here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or Instagram. Just follow us and let us know where you're tuning in from.
And let us know what you want to see. If you hate what you see on this show, you're not alone. So just, help us out.
Y'all, it's 90s Tuesday. And that means that today we are going to celebrate the amazing 90s, where we wore stuff like this on purpose.
Bruce says we're fuzzy. That's because of our internet connection, which our guest reminded us is appropriately dial-up speed.
Yes, I thought he meant our shirts were fuzzy.
No. Imagine if you saw a stream that looked this good in the 90s, though.
Ooh, you'd be like, wow, that is an amazing thing.
You'd be like, I didn't even know this was possible.
Exactly.
You remember in the 90s when you'd come home from junior high or whatever, and you get that modem internet, and you'd wait as the boob slowly loaded.
The boob?
Yeah.
You had a boob on your internet?
Oh, I had a lot of boobs on my internet back in the day. That's, as far as I knew, that's what it was for.
I don't think boobs were around on the internet back where you were.
You are very mistaken.
Look at how fuzzy we are. I just pulled us up. We're terribly fuzzy.
Okay, what are you going to do?
Please stick around, even though we're fuzzy. I promise it'll be worth it.
Let's talk about fun things.
You know why it'll be worth it? Today, we are celebrating the amazing 90s in so many different ways. We have so many people say we're blurry.
Hey, Erinn, stay on task.
I know, I'm just excited. We're celebrating the 90s in so many different amazing ways, including we've got some 90s nostalgia coming at you. For instance, we were just talking about this, but do y'all remember having to choose between the phone and the internet?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah,
like
remember that
yesterday.
delightful opus of music that erupted from the screen when you signed on in America Online?
Do you also remember journaling with this?
No.
Did you not have one of these? Who had one of these out there?
Look at that. Look at me. And then ask yourself, did I journal with that?
All my friends had these. They were super cool.
Well, yeah.
And that was like
I'm not saying that people didn't have them.
Right.
I didn't journal, and I didn't know one of those. I still don't journal. I let life unroll in a cacophony of events that just kind of happen.
Nice. Okay.
Monica had one.
Okay, I want to know if you had one of these, though, Dan.
What?
Did you ever play ball with these fuzzy things?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, my God, they were so much fun.
Of course.
Come on. And then you'd unstick them and throw them, but then, like, if you had a dog or something, then all their slobber and goo and hair would get all over it.
I didn't have a gooey dogs.
Right? Check this out. You remember The Adventures of Pete and Pete?
Yeah, but I never really watched it. That wasn't really me.
Well, look at this. This is them 20 years later, and they're still best friends.
They look so happy. Those are beautiful children they created together.
Wait, I don't think they created them together.
Well, do you know?
I don't know for sure.
Wasn't there a plot about that?
I think that would not have been around in the 90s.
That's probably true. Though there were some good things they were very dark times for if you weren't a very specific type of person.
Yeah.
Which I was.
Were you?
I was a straight white male living in the 90s.
Yes, you were. Here's a picture of you in the 90s. Oh. This came from your mom.
Look at that. Minnesota Twins represent Kirby Puckett, the greatest baseball player of all
Dan
time.
Dan Beckman in the 90s. What a little baby he was. And here is Aaron Dirth in the 90s. Look at me. I'm at Tom Sawyer Island.
Don't y'all think we look kind of similar?
I do. I can see it.
I
can see it. Here's Dan.
See, I didn't know which one of us that was.
He was doing his first car wash. In the meantime, I was doing my first tap competition.
Yeah, look at that. My first car wash. I like how you implied that I was doing an infantile baby scrub your daddy's car wash.
I wanted to make sure that that you were seen as doing right things in the 90s. And then here you were eating in the 90s, something very important. And I was in my first play in the 90s, 1993. Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
That's little baby Ellen and Fiddler on the Roof.
Aw.
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 You guys, the 90s were a great time.
Yes, they were.
Do you know what the minimum wage was in the 90s, Dan?
I'm going to guess. Outside of food service, which of course you're getting collected in a place like New York, you can still make like $2.20 an hour.
Wow.
I'm going to say in the 90s, minimum wage was $5.25.
You are incorrect.
What was it?
$4.25.
Oh.
We had a lot more money back then.
Now, let me be honest. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I don't know. It was more than I expected.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it seems low, but like, you thought it was lower.
No, I didn't. I said $5.25.
Oh, you said $5.25.
Yeah. Erinn, I need you to keep up.
I'm only half
This
paying
show
attention.
I know it shows, but that was also a 90s $4.25, which by today's standards is like $103 an hour. And you could buy houses back then. This is something you may not realize if you're growing up now. You could just go to work, make money, come home, and you could just buy a house. You could just find a house, and they were like, well, it's this amount of money, and you'd say, well, that seems reasonable, and then you would buy that house, and they'd give it to you, which is not something that happens now. But, it's nice to imagine.
It is nice to imagine. And there was a lot less inflation then. I guess it just keeps getting inflated.
Yeah, I guess
like
that's
balloons.
why they call it that.
Do you remember the commercials in the 90s?
Yeah, of course I do.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing about the 90s. The 90s were like targeting, especially for kids, which is what I was. all the targeted advertising for kids was like bright colors and wide lenses and like crazy animals and skateboards and just noise. And you remember how extreme everything was in the 90s?
It was so extreme. I loved it so much. In fact, Hot Wheels, as Bill says, were big in the 90s.
I
That's
was
so
a
true.
huge Hot Wheels collector. I used to set up tracks on the top of my countertops and then run them around the house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Carrie says she still has a Blockbuster card.
That seems reasonable.
If you go, there is one Blockbuster left.
Yep.
So you could go there.
It's in
California, right?
Bend, Eugene, Oregon, I think.
It is in Oregon. You're right.
Okay, so here's the thing about, remember how convenient Blockbuster seemed at the time?
Oh, yeah.
You drive up there, and I remember when I was a kid in like probably more like the 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, they had this deal where for $20 a month, you could go in and you could have unlimited rentals.
Unlimited rentals.
At one at a time. So I would ride my bike to Blockbuster. I would rent a movie. I'd ride home. I'd watch the movie. I'd put it back. I'd ride back to Blockbuster and I'd swap it. And I was like, this is like stealing candy from a baby.
And now,
but then my bike got stolen outside of Blockbuster, so it was kind of a wash.
Hmm.
So you can tell Erinn doesn't pay attention to me. She's just like throwing out random.
That's not true. Your bike got stolen and it was a wash. What am I supposed to say?
I don't show a little sympathy.
I'm so sorry. I
Thank
already
you.
knew that story.
Okay, fine. Well then, let me react to how I already knew every story.
Danny says we could watch Quiet on Set. Is that a movie that is about Blockbuster? Is that the one that you were telling me about?
No, Quiet on Set is about how that one Nickelodeon actor like assaulted children.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, well, it
All
was
right.
a deliciously fun network for children, though.
Bill, if you want a fun trip down memory lane, we've got a clip for you, don't we, Dan?
Yeah. Well, actually, first of all, I want to know what you're drinking.
Yes,
because that's the segue.
It is the segue.
That's-
It is time to toast out there today. And we want to know if you have a glass of wine in your hand, a glass of water, a cup of coffee, whatever
or
it is that you're
if,
having.
like us, you're drinking something appropriately in the 90s. See if this jangles up some memories.
All-natural Capri Sun. Liquid Cool.
Liquid Cool, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm so excited.
I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to turn into that silver mercurial mass of goo and just fly around a skate park.
You guys, can I tell you something absolutely hilarious? And Mom, I know you're watching because you're always here on Tuesdays. Thank you. I was restricted very hard on the sodas that I had to drink.
We didn't have soda in my house either.
But I could drink as much Capri Sun and Sunny D as I wanted.
Which is hilarious because both of those are
Not
just
so good
terrible.
for you.
But I remember the Sunny D was like enriched with calcium.
Right?
But that was sort of like, I don't know, putting like protein powder on a dog turd.
Oh my God. Did you just
No,
sip
I'm just
before we
checking that the
toasted?
suction is appropriately going into the straw. Listen, we take too long.
That's
Between
true.
the time we announce the beverages and we drink the beverages, it takes too long, and I'm parched
Well,
from entertaining.
You're the one that was like, we gotta wait.
Hey, y'all, how's the internet connection? Are we still moving at like 4 frames per second? And if so,
If so, we did it on purpose
I'm
because
sorry.
it's the 90s.
I'm sorry.
In other news, we like to do something once a week that secures the happiness of our drinks.
What does that mean?
I mean, this is something that goes along with our toasts every week.
It
And
is our toast every week.
It is our toast every week.
Yeah, and it's a little music, it's a little toast. We call it.
Time now for a toast.
Ooh, that one's gonna need a little help.
Toast and jam.
Little toast, little jam. And this one comes from a friend of the show and a longtime friend of us. Many of you know her. Her name is Sarah Haley, and she took on the task full force to bring us a little bit of 90s glory in musical form for today's toast. Sarah?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say this is the 90s? Double your pleasure, double your fun. It's a statement of a great thing with Erinn and Dan. Double your sentiment, your merriment, double your moments of fun. Double your delight, it's the right thing. For refreshment is the only one. Double your pleasure, double your fun. It's a statement of a great thing with Erinn and Dan. Cheers.
Oh,
Woo!
cheers. I love it. Clink. Yes.
Cheers, everybody. Woo!
Did my mom just say something about pot?
No, she said that.
Are you sure?
She said that. Oh, you are stimulating
Put it up.
viewers experiencing pot, but not.
See?
What, Mom? What are you talking about?
She's talking about how bad our reception is.
I
You
see.
featured the comment
Well, you asked me to.
I didn't.
You said put it up.
the second time.
Oh,
Y'all, this is what our household is like.
it is. I'm annoying.
It's just noise ping-ponging around being received by nobody on either end.
I was in the bathroom today, and Dan rushed in, and he said, "Do you just like to make random noise for no reason?" And I was like, "Yes, why?" But then I realized why he was asking me.
Why?
Because I was making random noise.
No, I was in the kitchen. See, even this we've missed on.
See, this is what happens when you get married. You get confused.
I do not recommend it.
Y'all, it is time for the Dan Beckman Photography Photograph of the Week.
Yes, it is. What is it?
So, Dan is an award-winning photographer, for those of you who don't know.
2 awards. Twice.
He won 2 awards. And check this out. It's
Maybe
one of-
3, though. I just submitted to a new one.
Oh, yeah. Well, you didn't win yet. But
No.
here is Dan's Photograph of the Week. Tell us about it.
This is West Virginia. This is the most photographed location in West Virginia. It's called the New Glade Creek Grist Mill, I think.
It is. It is a grist mill.
Well, I know it's a grist mill. I just can't remember the first part of it.
Mm.
But anyway, we stopped here on tour, and we had a lovely time romping around in the sun at sunset. There was a wedding going on, I think.
There was.
And not pictured was the bride being thrown into the river to preemptively avoid her missing all of her husband's jokes later down in life.
That's not going to happen.
We are on a planning retreat. What do you were just going to not do the show?
Yeah. By the way, everybody, we're on a planning retreat. Now that you brought it up, what we are doing is we are planning the rest of the year for our Letters from Home show and
Yes.
other shows as well. So if you guys have any songs you would like for us to sing in our shows, or any dances, or any things that you'd like for us to tribute in any Letters from Home shows, we're also putting together a duet show, which is going to be Sonny and Cher,
Mhm.
the Blues Brothers, all the other famous duos that there are
That's
out
all
there.
of them.
Just those 2.
That's all of them.
So if you have anything you'd like to see, now's the time to let us know, because it's the planning retreat week and you're in the know.
Yep. So
also,
welcome.
this week, well, not this week, but this year, I have been learning.
Yes.
I've been learning so much this year. I have decided that I'm going to learn one new fact a day. And this week I learned on May 7th, hot water freezes faster than cold water. Did you know this?
Isn't this a myth?
No, it's not. It's called the MEFA effect. MEPEMBA.
Looks like it's the Mpemba effect.
Whatever it is, it's real. Scientists believe this is because the water particles have a specific disposition while they're hot that allows them to freeze more readily. It's true.
I thought that was a myth and that they put it to test and busted it on Mythbusters. But I believe it. And also, I think it freezes more clear. Like if you want really clear ice cubes, if you do it with hot water, I think they align and freeze more clearly.
Nice.
Very cool. Next.
I also learned on May 8th that there are more trees on Earth than stars in our galaxy. Did you know this, Dan?
Yeah, actually, I think you and I hit this on a trivia. So this is the second time you've learned this. You remember that?
Right. Yes. But this is the first time I actually learned it and will remember it.
So true.
So NASA experts believe that there are somewhere between 100 billion to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way, which is a lot. Guess how many trees there are on Earth?
I'm going to guess more than 4 billion.
Yes. 3.4 trillion with a T.
That is fantastic.
Wow, that's a lot of wood for Stardew Valley.
Deforestation is a myth.
Well,
I say
that's
let's
not
keep
true.
using palm oil.
No, he
let's
doesn't.
keep displacing indigenous peoples so that I can have finely crafted homes.
On May 9th, this is so cool. I learned that every single mammal, whether it's mice or humans or horses or every single mammal except for 2, has the same number of neck vertebrae, which is 7.
Oh, cool.
Can you want to guess which 2 do not?
Which other mammals?
Yep, there's only 2 mammals that do not have 7 vertebrae in their neck. Anybody else out there want to ask?
I'm going to guess the giraffe.
Nope.
Oh, but they just have long vertebrae?
Yeah, I guess so.
The blue whale?
Nope.
The
But
mongoose?
one's in the water and one's very slow.
The very slow.
Mhm.
An elephant? Sloth?
Sloth.
Okay.
A sloth is one of them. They have either 5, 6, or 9.
Take your pick.
And the other one is a manatee. And a manatee has
wonderful.
6. So there you go. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah,
thought
I love
so.
that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, that's pretty cool.
I was just in Coruscant because I was playing Jedi Survivor, Bill McNally. Next.
On May 10th, I learned that Oxford University is older than the Aztecs.
What?
I know. I thought you would go, what? So the Aztec civilization of central Mexico began in 1325, which is a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
But Oxford University started as a learning hub in 1096, and then they established themselves as a university in 1249.
That is insane.
Boom!
Mostly because I never would have guessed the Aztecs were as recently as 1300s.
Right?
I'm super ignorant, and I would have thought that they were like...
You are not ignorant.
Maybe even a BC culture. But I don't know. You know what else jerks my chain a little bit?
What's that?
So, like, growing up, we talk about... people have this tendency of, like, in particular, separating countries like France, Spain, India, things like that. But then they refer to Africa as Africa.
Yeah,
And
that's ignorant.
This is always what happens. And then I submitted this photo to this competition to this this company that does travel excursions, and they want you to know.
Pretty cool company.
Yeah, they're a great company, and they want to know, where did you take this photo? And they're like, did you take it in Iceland? Did you take it in in Greece? Did you take it in the Galapagos? And then there's an option for Africa.
Not like Kenya, not Tanzania, just Africa.
What is the deal?
That's pretty sad.
What is it? Is that institutional racism? Let me know in the comments below.
I learned on May 11th that people used to think that lambs grew on trees.
What?
Yep. The vegetable lamb was thought to be an animal that grew from the lamb tree in the Tiram of Tartary, an area in Central
so many
Asia.
words happening.
I know.
The lamb tree of Tiram of Tartary.
It's true. Isn't that crazy? The vegetable lamb was thought to be an animal that grew from the lamb tree, which is this picture. Somebody drew it. I didn't. Somebody drew that.
Looks
and that's
painful.
literally how they thought lambs grew. The myth was traced back to the year 436.
Which is far before the Aztecs.
Right? The lambs were apparently hunted or gathered for their flesh, which tasted like fish and sweet blood. So
there's just a lot to unpack in that fact.
I know.
And I'm just going to say next.
Next, I learned on May 12th that it is impossible for horses to vomit.
Really?
Yeah, according
Why?
to Equus magazine, And I don't mean
Equus
the show,
magazine?
with Equus magazine.
Oh, baby.
Horses have much stronger esophageal sphincters than other animals, and it makes them impossible for that valve to open under backwards pressure from the stomach.
Huh.
And then on May 3rd,
So what happens when they drink too much at their horsey frat parties?
they probably just go,
They just dry heave. This is awful.
I guess so.
Okay.
Poor little dudes.
Next.
And then on May 13th, I learned that Ulysses S. Grant was arrested for speeding on a horse.
Wow.
Yeah, what
That's
happened
pretty
was
cool.
he was going at a so-called furious pace and was given a firm warning by a police officer. And then the next day he was caught on the same horse by the same officer. And as a result, he was taken to the police station and booked and fined for his defense.
Wow.
So,
How about that?
that happened.
And that's the week of learning.
Yay!
Well done.
I love to learn.
I just realized
What?
I didn't take my PlayStation off the internet. I didn't take the Xbox off the internet. I didn't take any of our phones or the switches or the TVs off the
Do you
internet.
want to go do that now?
Nope.
Okay. Sorry for the bad connection, everybody.
But enjoy it.
Dan has been learning this week, this year as well, but not a fact every day. Dan has been deep diving once a week into a new musical artist.
Yes, I'm trying to do a discography of an artist each week. And this week, because a lot of people have been requesting that I do these two artists, I tackled two smaller discographies, those of Hozier and Noah Kahan.
Woo!
Yes. And let me tell you, those two are indeed musicians.
Yeah. And they are great for rainy day music because we were listening to them in the rain and it couldn't have been more lovely.
Noah Kahan is great. His most recent album is great for rainy days. Hozier is better for like if you're traveling through the seventh circle of hell.
What do you mean?
Well, his music is all like super reverby. It sounds like it's an old Gothic cathedral, and he's always doing sort of like, "Get them on, God took my soul away."
God took my soul
I mean, he's always-
away?
he's
Is that a lyric?
Yeah, well, no, like his first album is very like, it's got themes of like religion and romance and stuff.
Okay.
He just sounds very Gothic and like, whereas Noah Kahan sounds more like driving a drone shot, following a truck going through the rain in the woods.
Interesting. But look at this amazing picture. He looks like Josh Groban.
And which one is it?
I have no idea. I Julia Roberts and Sandra Bullock these two all the time.
Yeah.
I could not tell you which man that is.
And in your defense, they do look very similar. And Noah Kahan was very influenced by Hozier. And in fact, in his most recent album, Stick Season, which is his best, it's the most folksy and the least poppy, it's got a little poppy. He re-released it afterwards with a number of his songs being collabed with other artists. And he and Hozier did a song called Northern Attitude. I believe that was the one they did.
And Dan didn't know this
I didn't
until we were in the car and he went to put it on. He was like, whoa,
Yeah,
that's
I paired them
crazy.
together,
They're
so-
together.
Yeah.
So what do you rate them?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
That's a hard question. I'll be honest, like both of them to me get a little bit tired halfway through the album.
Just because their music's very similar?
I don't know what it is. Hozier in particular, it's just hard. The production style of Hozier is very distinctive to Hozier, but it all sounds like you're swimming through this deep sea of like skeletal remains and like it's just all sounds like it's behind a wall of water. And it's very distinctive, but it just, I don't know. I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah.
His lyricism is great and his voice is great. And same goes for Noah Kahan, but Noah Kahan's more up my alley in terms of like genre. I would like funk and folk are like my two cornerstones for music. And so Noah Kahan definitely, I listened to like a lot of Tallest Man on Earth and Mumford and Sons and stuff in college. And
Tallest Man on Earth? You listen to it? Is that why you grew?
No. But you know, that kind of modern folk, pop folk almost vibe is very, very close to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mom, please.
Oh, that's so cute. Should you go take the things off the internet though?
I don't think so.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm so
I
excited
think it's honestly,
right now.
it's like rainy and cloudy and we have satellite internet. So
We do have satellite internet.
What are you going to do?
Well, thank you for sharing about Noah and Hozier.
Hozier. Hozier's like a basketball player from Indiana.
Oh, well, that's great. The next thing that we have today is one of the most exciting things that I have talked about all week.
What is it?
A good friend of ours is coming on the show.
Oh, that's so true.
Woo! You guys, tonight's guest is a DJ who is the life of every party. That's
So true.
right. Brent Rolland has numerous 5-star ratings on online platforms and over 18 years of experience in events of all kinds. He is a BFA graduate in an interactive media of the International Academy of Design and Technology. Look at us at the Tickled Pink Ball years ago. Brent is also a nerd of many kinds: Japanese anime and culture, game shows, Legos, voice acting, mental health, and food, to name a few. He has even hosted and produced game shows for anime conventions since 2009 in the Midwest. And I am so excited he's coming on the show. Dan has left to make the internet better and has left, and he's coming, and he says he's not coming back. So I'm going to attempt to do the thing that we always do when we bring guests on, but I need help, everybody. I need hey Dan, Bruce is very happy that we're listening to you. Well, it's going to be worth it. When you see Brent's face in high definition as opposed to pixels, you're going to be so happy that you waited an extra 35 seconds to bring him on. So who's excited for Brent out there? If you are, go ahead and type in the comments right now, because I know I am. It's going to be the best. I've known Brent for years. Let's see. How many years have I known Brent? I've known Brent for like 9 years. It's a long time. Oh, he's putting his hands up in the, I think, 7 years. Not quite 9 years. We have a lot of people excited to see Brent out there in the audience right now, and I am so excited. Hey, Dan, our viewership's going up, so I think that the internet's probably getting better. And anyway, Brent is joining us live from Chicago, Illinois today. Anybody out there from Chicago joining us today? Sometimes we have some Chicago friends. It is still earlier in Chicago. It's only 7:27 in Chicago. It's nice and early out there. Chicago is one of the reasons we decided to change the time of our show, was we figured it'd be easier. I don't know if Dan is coming back. So in the meantime, I'm going to try to find... Oh, he's back. I was going to try to find our introduction.
I give your riffing while I was gone a 3 out of 10.
Oh, buddy.
A 3 out of 10. And the real bad news is, the stuff was off the internet.
Oh, you know what I think happened?
What?
When you tripped on that cord, you probably messed things up.
That's probably what it was. I tripped on the cord. All right, y'all. We're going to bring Brent here, and he's going to be in crystal clear high definition.
Woo!
And that's all we need, because he's the real looker of the trio.
So true.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your virtual hands together for the one, the only, Mr. Brent Rolland. Hello.
What's poppin', dude?
Hey, what's poppin'? I'm trying to figure out how I got in this box over here. It's a little small apartment, small box. You just got all the things all happening here. So
It's a trip. How you doing, dude?
Oh, dude, I am so happy to be here, and you are beautiful regardless of the pixels and everything. And I'm sorry, and I'm just happy to be here. And I don't come alone though. Like, I did not come alone today. I have brought my dear friend and yours and mine. This is my buddy Totoro. And
straight out of the late 80s, early 90s.
Yes, indeed. He's an 80s baby, just like this 80s baby over here, 1984, 1988. So
I'm
we both grew
89,
up in the
so I guess
90s
I'm
here.
the baby of the bunch.
You are the baby bunch.
You are? When were you born? When were you
89.
born? 89. That's when Taylor Swift that's when Taylor Swift was born.
Yes.
So we're all just like...
She was born in December, though. December 13th, I think. Is that correct?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You sound off. So I'm actually quite a bit older than her, which means she has to respect me.
Exactly.
You hear that, Taylor?
Yeah.
Right.
You hear that?
And I
All
have some
good.
notes on your latest album, Taylor.
Oh,
If you are indeed listening, and I know you are.
probably. Something happened when you mess with the internet, because I don't know if we're clearer out there, ladies and gentlemen, but there's a lot more of you here now. So welcome and thanks
I think
for
it
coming.
was me walking away that really brought the crowds in.
Probably.
Oh.
Or Brent
No.
walking onto the screen, because who wouldn't tune in to see Brent?
I'm saying.
How are things
So
out
many
in
people.
Chicago?
Oh my gosh! So things are good in Chicago. I will tell you the weather is getting so much better, so it's starting to feel like real spring, as opposed to the 7-day trial that we've had previously, or the 7-day trial of rain. So it's a lot of different 7-day trials. I subscribe
like
only
a
to the
Hozier
warm
song.
stuff, but yeah, 7-day trials of rain. You know, something like that.
Yeah, see?
Right.
Yeah, Hozier.
It's a good one.
I know Hozier. No, Hozier makes amazing music. In fact, a colleague of mine, Betty, and I, and one of her friends, we got together and sang just for funsies. We just did like a jam session and did Hozier's latest song, and I can't think of it right now, but we got to. Yes, that one. Oh my god, that's so cool. We did a dual guitar, vocal, and cajon mix, and I was on the cajon.
Oh,
if you don't know what a cajon is,
Yeah,
friends out there, it is a box that you hit and it makes noises, and very happy drummy noises. And
What
I
I
thought
thought cajones was.
I was gonna say I thought cajones were the things that cowboys get between their legs.
it takes cojones to play a cajon. Also,
So true, bestie.
just saying.
Speaking of cajones,
yes.
what is
Yeah.
on your shirt?
Yeah, who is
What is
that?
on? You said this was a '90s throwback show, right?
Indeed.
So I'm throwing. It's always in the shower when you have like the best ideas for like absolutely anything, and I was like, man, the '90s cartoons, music, Disney, and that's when I realized, go get this shirt, and I did. So first of all, you're about to. So trivia, favorite Disney movie ever, right here.
Is that
right
yours?
Here, a Goofy movie.
That's
And
Lauren's favorite
like-
Disney movie too.
Yes!
Favorite.
No, it is not.
Second
Oh, it's
favorite.
not. Well,
Oh.
Dan, I
No,
love
but
you anyway.
I love the Goofy movie, but she'd never seen it before we started dating, and so,
All right.
which was, I think, a cardinal sin.
You know, and I think there's rules for that somewhere. But
I agree.
This
I'll see
movie,
it now.
story about this. My mom's watching, so she can attest to this. Hi, Mom. Love you. And let me tell you this.
All our mommies are here. Aw.
I know all the moms are here. This is like
Mom
freaking
party,
cool, man.
which- don't
This is
Google
mom-
that.
No. So I saw a Goofy movie back when it did premiere in 1994 in Chicago. It was at the Water Tower Theater. It was Water Tower Theater, and my mom and I were late for the first show. Well, the tickets actually that we bought, we were late for that show, and we got to see the half that we saw to the very end. And then what was so cool is that the theater allowed us to stay for the next show. So we just like sat in our seats and just watched the whole thing over again. And it was like the best. It was like the best.
That movie, pound for pound, I think a lot of us really love it, but I think that people don't think of it in the same scope as things like Lion King and Aladdin. And my money on Goofy movie has every single song is a banger.
They're really good.
And it will wrench your heart out and leave it squashed on the road until it revitalizes and sets you free at the end of the film.
It should be a musical. It should be on stage. It would be wonderful and heartfelt and make people cry.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very special movie to me. I would love to see a musical. I would love to see like another level of a Goofy movie, like a Goofy movie 3, like a prequel or a sequel, something more to like add to the story. Would love to like actually see what Goofy's wife or Max's mom was like, because thing that was like really important to me about this film is being an only child. I totally resonate with Max growing up with a single parent, and that's a really big, like, meaningful part of the movie. And this like movie showed like the single parent life, number one, and also the single parent connection, and kind of like all of the stuff that goes with it. You know, I'm just gonna call it stuff for now.
So
and
cool.
you know, just like I totally relate. I get it. It's like I want to be cool. You know, I want to I want to be my own person. You know, independent. You know, I love my parent, and also I want to be independent of my parent at the same time. So this is a lot of what this film is about, like finding ourselves. And you know, Max is trying to find himself. Max is trying to, you know, be cool, be liked. He really yearns to be liked. I yearn to be liked and loved and all of that. So this is like, you know, there's just so much about that film that, you know, is like just real talk. Like Disney like puts so much real talk like underneath the guise of one of the most classic Disney characters. So and you know, Goof Troop fans also. It's like all the above.
They wouldn't call it Goofy Movie 3 because it was a Goofy movie. The sequel was an extremely goofy movie. So the prequel would have to be like a relatively ungoofy movie. You know, it would just be like Goofy at a 9 to 5, like having
Gosh.
fights with Max's mom as she was pregnant with Max, and you know.
Yep. I'm no.
About that too. I thought about that the first time we watched it. It's like, where did she go? What happened? And what were they like?
And
I
Roxanne, I mean,
You
what
don't
a
have to put on that red light.
no.
Oh no, wrong one.
No. This one's
She was a redhead. That Roxanne. What happened to her? She just like totally got written out of the sequel.
She's.
I mean,
she,
I saw the sequel too, by the way, but she totally got like.
No, she
written
retired
out,
from show business. She's living with Kel Mitchell in Colorado.
Oh, she.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see her going for that. Yeah, that's got out of the suburbs and a couple of kids. Has her own at-home business. That's how she rolls these days.
Here's a question, a little piece of trivia.
Yeah.
If we listen to each other's hearts is the first part of the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
What is the next line?
We'll find we're never too far apart.
Oh,
And maybe love
is the reason why.
Oh Dan, for the first
Get
time
over
ever.
here.
I might as well just.
Yeah. Go fix the internet.
Welcome to the Brent and Dan show. This is
Exactly.
Here we are.
Brent is 5 letters, so is Erinn. It just
And it
little
works.
tape,
You're right.
little tape and Sharpie just works.
We'll make it work. Okay. Well, speaking of the Brent and Dan show, I have prepared something for Brent and Dan.
Oh, what is it?
Nostalgia episode. And so we are going to play a game that we like to call right here.
Trivia Smackdown.
Trivia Smackdown.
I already said it.
Oh, yeah. And today is 90s nostalgia.
Wait, say that again.
I mean, today is
90s nostalgia.
Okay, you guys, we are going to go head to head in amazing trivia all from the 90s. Brent gets to go first because he is our guest. If you get it correct, you get 1 point. Ding, 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 ding,
All
ding.
right.
Wait, where's the button? If you get it correct, you get 1 point.
Oh.
But if you get it incorrect, then Dan will have a chance to steal the point.
And I will. I'm a thief.
If neither of you get it correct, it's fine. Audience, feel free to help him out. Whoever sees the comment first, depending on what platform we're on, it's only fair.
Wow.
Right on.
Then we have a bonus round at the end. Oh, and that's going to be crazy fun.
You ready?
Ready.
All
Beyond
right,
ready.
Brent.
I've been waiting 30 years.
Bill, I saw
34 and about 4 months.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's go.
Bill, that was my first experience with Star Wars. I remember seeing A New Hope in theaters with my mom in a mall. And I
Nice.
believe that was probably around the year.
92?
No, it wasn't that early.
Oh, really?
I want to say it was probably like 98.
That sounds about right because I remember seeing it with my best friend and her little brother, and he was choking on a popcorn kernel. And I was really annoyed.
But enough
because
about Luke Skywalker.
I'm going to have to call her and remind her of that. All right, Brent, for question number 1. Are you ready? Name this computer game.
Sesame Street Gone Gray. I think that's what they called it. No. No. It's not Minecraft. No, it's Minesweeper.
Woo!
I know that one.
That is correct for 1 point for Brent Rolland.
Wow.
Great
Thank
job,
goodness.
Brent.
Thank
Done.
goodness.
All right, Dan,
my
for
gosh.
1 point.
Hold on, this music is just
I was
too.
going to say,
it's
you need
just-
some more upbeat.
Let's just.
There
yeah,
we
there we
go.
All right.
Oh, hey.
Now I'm feeling it.
Oh, hey.
All
I
right.
want to do a deodorant commercial after this. My goodness.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
You
right?
should.
Or an herbal
Yeah.
essences.
You should.
Yeah.
Where are those boys?
Yeah.
Are you ready, Dan, to
I'm ready.
name this toy?
Oh
That
my
is-
gosh.
that is a skip it.
Woo!
But that's the early one without the counter, I think.
It is.
Oh, that's right.
That is correct. All right,
Yes.
Brent, name Michelle Tanner's famous line as a baby.
Oh goodness. Let me see if I can do this perfectly. You got it, dude.
Yeah.
Well done. I'm not going to click those slides every time because it's going to get very
Kind of fun though.
sophomoric.
I forget how much of a meme that is, or could be, or is going to explode into being, or has already exploded into being. Like, it's like, yes, you got it, dude.
It's pretty cool.
All yes.
Hey, we're running a perfect score on this 90s trivia, you and I, Brent.
Ooh, so far.
Yeah, we are. Oh,
Don't mess it up. You know what? That could be the actual thing, is just to try to get it all.
I think that is the thing in trivia. I think that's the one and only goal.
All right, Dan, name the trial in the 90s that 95 million people tuned in to watch the
That
verdict
is the
live.
O.J. Simpson trial for sure.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Wow, what a divisive case. I studied that case in college because I was still a little bit too young to understand what was going on.
Interesting. I still am.
Fascinating. The juice.
Well done.
The juice.
All right, we got something more fun for Brent. Brent,
Okay.
name this toy. Oops,
Let's
it's
see
still
here.
loading. Here it comes.
See, this is like the 90s boob experience I was talking about.
I never owned one, but I recognize it without a hitch. That's Polly Pocket. All over it.
I love it. Oh, fantastic. All right, Dan.
She was a little one.
Name-
She was a little one, that Polly.
But remember, there was a boy version. You remember Mighty Max?
Really?
Yes.
Mighty
Yes.
Max,
Yes.
Wasn't that the same
Yes.
thing but tiny? I mean, but for boys?
I
did
think
not
there
know
was.
that.
I'm gonna have to go back in time.
Wow.
Yes.
This was-
Here.
I feel like the 90s was the kingpin era of things being released for one gender, one sex, and then like they would release it in pink for girls or blue for boys, and they were just like, that's how it was.
And
That's just
also,
how it was.
I used to hide my Polly Pockets under my bed, and then I would pretend to go to sleep, but I would really grab my Polly Pockets and play with them. But I had a water bed, so my dad would like come in to check on me. So I'd try to hide my Polly Pockets, and then I'd be sitting there, like pretending to be asleep, but my water bed would still be moving. And I would get in trouble.
I used to play GameCube with my blanket shoved in the crack of the door so that they couldn't see the TV light.
Yeah. Right.
Or like, wait, did you have that? Did you have a Game Boy? And did you ever get the worm light that you plug in the top that casts a little light on the? Because screens back then weren't backlit, you know.
You're right, and you know what? I never had a Game Boy. I had everything other than the Game Boy. So I had Atari. I have the original Atari. I have the original Nintendo, Super SNES, Genesis, Game Gear, and then I stopped. And then I still have my Game Gear, and then I stopped. I never did anything. I never did anything beyond. That was it. Well, go ahead and go with your question.
Oh no, my dad had a Game Gear, and I remember it being the coolest thing because the graphics were so good, and it was like a backlit screen. But I also remember it ran off like 6 AA batteries, and it would like die in 45 minutes.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and it weighed like 38 pounds.
It was, I had muscles for a 10-year-old. I'm just saying,
Right.
like.
That's how you knew. They were like, this guy plays Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic heavy heavy all the time.
I love that. All right, Dan.
Yeah.
Name this television show set.
Oh my gosh. Is this Dan's question or my question?
I could see him in the corner. That's Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yes, it is.
I didn't realize. I thought it was a little bit more Aztec from the 1300s inspired. That looks like a parking garage with an old Mexican to it.
No, that's the updated version that they did in the 2000s or 2010, 2020s. Yeah, they brought it back. They brought it back. Yep. D. Bradley Baker, the voice of Olmec, came back. They had a new host. Kirk Fogg was not on the show. I don't know if he was even in the production, but had to be.
Damn,
possibly somehow. But yeah,
Legends of the Hidden Temple knowledge needs like Kurt Fogg.
I will say it was my dream to be on that show when I was a kid. I wanted to be two things. I wanted to be in the Legends of the Hidden Temple. I wanted to be one of the contestants, and I really wanted to be a gumshoe on wherever it was Carmen San Diego.
One of the best game shows. Two of the best, right there, just two of the best game shows, and with some of the best educational content. I
didn't even know that Carmen Sandiego was a game show until I met you. I only knew them as computer games.
That's crazy.
Yep. Broderbund. Yep, back in the day.
My guy.
Broderbund. Yep, back when they had like how many discs? Like how many like floppy discs? Yeah, like 4.
Yeah.
Plus an atlas. Because you have to look through the atlas for all the clues. I'm like, I don't know, Tanzania. I don't know.
I think what you mean is Africa.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Carway found her.
Oh, Bill said you
found
wanted
her.
to be on Figure It Out. I love
Yes,
show.
Bill. Yes, Bill.
Cool. That's
Yes,
such a
Bill.
Good show. Good pull. Good
Only
pull.
90s kids would understand.
All right, Brent, name this toy standing next to baby Dan Beckman.
This photo is everything, number one, and not just everything. It is more than everything because I can see the Tigger sweater also, and I had these toys.
Yes.
Functions what Tiggers do best. And the other thing I will say is that is a toy that I also had next to my Legos. Connects. You can do everything with Connects.
I was such a connect. Okay, bonus points. Can you name this exact set that I have built next to me? It's got a hilarious name.
Ooh, that's hard. You remember that?
No, I no. What is it? What is it? What did they call that set?
This is called the Big Ball Factory.
Okay.
Like it was like
Somebody
it had
should
a
have run
crank,
that through.
and like the balls would run up the little. It was almost like a grain silo, and then it would roll down and spin those little things and follow a track down. It was like a like an industrial complex for your connects.
Wow.
After the words "big" and "balls," I thought the show was over. And
No.
but
It's only just
no,
begun.
I think we're just gonna keep going then.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow, we're running
Fantastic.
a perfect game here, Brent. This
Oh
is
my
great.
gosh, this is great. I'm very impressed
This
with
is-
you right now. And these are
This is
like,
amazing.
These are
Mhm.
pretty tough pulls. All right, we'll see,
Yeah.
Dan, if you get this. What was this called?
Oh my gosh.
Push ball.
Yes.
Oh!
Yes.
Well done. Who out there
Yes.
has koosh ball? That's what I want to know. I had so many koosh balls.
I
Never had.
loved Koosh balls.
Never had one.
Like the
Never
OG
had
You never had one?
Never had one. I know. I played with them. I saw them in toys. I thought they were just very odd, but also very wonderful, very tactile
Yes.
at the same
and I feel
time.
like
Just
they were
never
the
really had the
original-
desire to have one.
They were like the original fidget spinners because I remember like the sensory input of like pulling on those little elastic things and dangling it. Okay, question.
Yes.
Is there a rivalry perhaps between Koosh balls and then those, you know, those water balloons that were like inverted and they would like infinitely spin? You know what I'm talking about? The little, they were like,
Oh.
they were like fleshlights for kids. You know what I'm talking about?
so funny. I know exactly
They're
what
like
you're
sea
talking
cucumber,
about.
like water sea cucumbers.
No.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
Something. No.
But really,
No. We'll keep that in the show.
You take
Yeah.
one of those things and you would make it like a yo-yo, and it was so fun until
Love 'em.
sometimes it snapped and it hurt your hand,
Yeah.
but it was worth it.
Yep.
Oh, so worth it. Man, good memory lane. All right, Brent,
Yes.
sing
Ooh.
at least a
Oh.
line of the Gummy Bears theme song.
Only if you do with me, Erinn. You see that's
Okay.
it's a little bit of the chorus. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventure.
Let's beyond
And they
compare.
can't compare. That's what the line is. They are the gummy bears. We are the gummy bears. That's all of that. Yes.
I am so glad that you got that one because I would have fallen flat on that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't
Dude.
know that show.
I love the Gummy Bears like so much. Brent and I bonded over the Gummy Bears once.
Yes, we did.
We were talking about how much we would have loved gummy berry juice than just boinging all over the place.
So what you're saying is you've
All
tailor-made that question knowing full well Brent could do it.
I did not know which of you was going to pop up on, so, you know. But
It's a
I
And
simple
fun-
alphabet.
Really fun trivia. The same person who made gummy bears is the same person who made also the Wuzzles and also Rocky and Bullwinkle. And I
What
cannot
is a
think of his
Wuzzle?
name. Bill.
What do you mean?
What
What
is-
is a wuzzle?
What Wuzzles was a show, also Disney
Wuzzles
Afternoon,
was.
but that was 1987, 1988.
Oh god.
And it was like pre-Disney Afternoon. No, I think it was part of the Disney Afternoon,
This-
but like early Disney
Those are Wuzzles.
Afternoon. And
These look like the gummy bears, just like this, just with slightly different features on each bear.
Kind of.
the concept was basically animal mashups. That's
Oh,
basically
cute.
what you're saying right there. Bumble Lion and Butter Bear and
Yeah.
all of those.
Butterbear was my favorite.
Daughter
I
bear.
know.
I
I
love
know.
Butterbear.
That's gross.
Yes. Rhino Key, all of them. Joanne Worley was one of the voices in that show, which was you know who Joanne Worley is.
Yep.
Oh.
Came out. All right, Dan, you have to sing at least a line
Awesome.
of
Thanks,
Barney the
Carla.
Little Dinosaur's famous
Are you
song.
saying I love you, you love me, we're a great big family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Party.
Woo! I'm so impressed. You win.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Because that wasn't his
That
theme
was
song,
cool.
was it?
I don't know if Barney had a theme song. Did he?
Nah. I mean, it was an ending theme, so yes. And
It was
I like
really
the swing into trap remix that Dan you just did, which was I would say just way more palatable.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, Trap really
for-
changed the game for purple dinosaur cartoons.
And then
Yeah,
my friend Max, who I'm still friends with, and he's still kind of a butt. I don't know if you're out there, Max. I love you. But he used to sing, I hate you, you hate me.
Oh,
Let's
God.
Wake up and kill Barney. And I was like, I just don't like you right now.
Well, we used to do, we had anyway, there was so much fun had swapping the lyrics of children's tunes in the 90s back before TikTok.
I was just going to say that was 90s. I think 90s babies helped develop TikTok.
Probably.
If you think about it.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I think you're literally
Somewhere along the
correct.
line.
I think you're literally correct.
Did you drink these, by the way, Brent?
I totally did. In fact, I've got a box of Capri Sun in the fridge that expired in 2023. So
I know,
it's
guy.
still in there, and now it's a museum piece right now. So, right.
All right, let's see. It is
Right on.
Brent's turn. Name this 90s television show for kids.
Oh my gosh. See, I wasn't a huge fan of the show, but I thought it was absolutely adorable. This is The Big Comfy Couch.
Yes!
CBS, baby.
Wow.
I agree with you. I did not like the show at all.
I'm getting lucky with this because I wouldn't have gotten that one either.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Wow. All right, well, let's see if you can
Carla's all over this, though.
get... Yeah, baby.
Yeah, thank you, Carla. Hi, Carla.
Dan,
Dear
can
friend
you
of mine
name
here.
This pet.
Oh, my God, yes. But what was he called? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. You can't ruin our perfect record, Dan.
Now, was that 90s or was that 2000s?
It was 90s,
Okay.
faux show.
Oh, no. I can't let this... I remember the commercials. I remember his eyes light up with hearts. I remember I never got one.
I think
Mom.
you're going to be out in 5.
Oh, boy. I want to say his name's like Robo Pooch.
No, I'm sorry.
I can't believe I let this fall through the cracks.
That's
No,
okay,
don't even
Brent.
worry about it. I'm like racking my. I thought, is it Gigapets or something like that? Or
No.
no, I didn't know. No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
What is it? Does anybody out there know it?
Okay, I had.
I would have not gotten that. I don't. It looks familiar, but it's also not. So I would have not. Yeah, I like RoboDog instead, who made this big mess.
Yes. Okay, Carrie Schweikart is correct. Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination, and when he's tall, he's what we call a dinosaur sensation.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
you-
that's the. Oh yes, yes.
Very
indeed.
good, Carrie. I would have. That's really good.
Yes.
All right, that's
Yes,
okay.
indeed. I didn't know that one either.
We've only missed one, and it
That's
was
okay.
Dan. So you are in the lead, Brent. Can
Okay.
you name
Why?
this footwear?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Nickelodeon made these famous or not, but I do remember these. These were moon, not moon boots, but moon shoes. Moon shoes, yes.
Yes.
So yeah,
Shoes. That
Very
is
moon
correct.
shoes, where you
Very
can feel
cool.
like you're on the moon with every single step and
Exactly.
all of that. It was like foot trampolines
Oh
of
yeah.
some kind, like basically. I never had a pair. I never had a
didn't
pair of
either.
those.
They were
Okay.
so cool.
I have to
I know,
interject.
totally forgot about those.
because Sega Toys' Poochie hit markets on the 1st of April 2000,
Oh no.
which I feel like isn't the
All right.
90s.
Well, you still don't get a point,
Oh.
but I won't count it against you, so you still have a perfect score
I
between
love
the two of you.
loopholes.
Dan,
I love breaking systems.
we're running out of time.
Okay.
Hashtag research.
Yeah.
This book series.
Okay. That's Animorphs.
Oh my
Whoa,
god.
so good. Doubt. Okay, so Brent, you are currently
Yes.
in the lead. You get to choose if you go first or if Dan goes first. But this is
Ooh.
the speed round. Name as many of these 90s things, I'm going to shoot pictures at you, as you can in 30 seconds. If you can't name one, you can say skip. Would you like to go first, or would you like Dan to go first?
Ooh.
Let me go first. I'm gonna go in first on this one.
All right,
I
I'm
love
so excited. I'm going to get 30 seconds on the clock here.
And I'm going to swap the mood into something a little bit more intense.
Yes.
And maybe, we'll see.
This is going to be fun. Y'all, if you are out there, root for Brent as much as you can, because this is just like in Family Feud when people get really pumped about that lightning round. This is the lightning round. And it's the first lightning round we've ever done on this show. So
Fast.
All right.
Oh boy, here we go.
The first one, the timer will start as soon as the first picture is up. Are you ready, Brent?
You better believe it. As I enjoy
Here
the slow
we go.
jam. Tamagotchi.
Correct.
Furbies. Light Bright. Doug. Magic 8 Ball. Tommy Pickles from Rugrats. Mood Rings. DuckTales. Mousetrap. Love that game. Keenan and Kel. Good Burger. Spice Girls. All 5 of them. Stretch Armstrong. Holy crap. That's
That
amazing.
is 30 seconds.
Whoa.
Whoa. I don't think that could have gone much better.
Probably could have not. Everyone would have enjoyed it a little bit more.
No, it was perfect. It gave the next slide time.
Bro,
to get
your
through.
pace. That was amazing.
Wow.
Oh.
Whew. That was
I mean, if I
intense.
didn't, I think I lost a pound. I hope. I mean,
Right.
just after all of that
we got 1,
running.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 seconds.
Fantastic.
That is crazy.
Wow.
And you didn't miss
jeez.
one. All right, Dan.
Oh, wow.
I've got 30 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
Your time starts now.
Slap bracelets.
Yes.
Oh God, it's not loading.
Oh.
Full House.
Yep.
Captain Underpants.
Yep.
Slip and Slide.
Yep.
Blue's Clues.
Yep.
That's Bop It Extreme.
Yes.
Come on. Oh boy, pass. Crocodile Dentist.
Yes.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Funny. Wow, the internet lava lamps.
Yep.
Cat's Cradle.
Yep. And that is your time.
Wow.
Dude, crushed it.
I'm gonna go back
Rushed
to
it.
one and see if you've got it, Brent. What was
It sounds like he does.
who is this guy right here?
So that's it's Saved by the Bell, and
Yeah.
it is what is his name? Screech.
Yes.
It's Screech. I don't know the I forgot the actor's name, but it's Screech.
I
All
never
right.
watched Saved by the Bell.
All right, here. Just play these
But I know
out
his
real
face.
quick for me, boys.
We'll
You
take
can-
turns.
Whoever's got it.
Take it, Dan. You got this one.
Game Boy.
I know this one too. Yep. Trolls.
Yep.
All of them.
Slinky.
Yep.
Oh my God, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yep.
Oh,
Huh?
I don't know.
What?
Dog toy,
No,
right?
That's not a dog toy. That is a weasel.
What?
Toy, man.
I'm sorry, both Bert and I. We're not
Yeah.
this is alternate 90s.
I had a weasel ball.
Yes. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Of course.
That's
Beanie Babies.
Yep.
all that.
This is all.
Which I always laugh because I remember loving The Mask.
Yes. Oh my God. Rainbow Bright.
Yeah,
Rainbow Bright.
baby.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yep.
Perfection. I mean, you can even see that was a giveaway.
Etch a Sketch.
Last but not least.
Viewmaster. I love mine.
Yeah.
Oh, all the Disney and oh my God, because like my mom and I, we had so the red one was the Viewmaster, the single one, but we also had the blue one, which was the projector that you could like put the slides in, and it was like
Oh,
the
yeah.
coolest thing.
That's bougie.
The coolest thing. Oh, it was plastic bougie action. It was something else. But we had, and pretty much all the slides I had were like Disney related. It was
Of
like
course, same.
like Epcot Center, Disney World, Disneyland, like
You
movies,
go to the
stuff
park
like
and
that.
just view.
Well, Brent, I think it's clear that though we both did well, there was only one winner today who flexed their 90s knowledge with no misses except for Weasel Ball, which I think we can all agree is immaculate.
Yeah.
And that was after the
Weasel
game.
what?
And that was you, sir. So
Oh,
on your victory, I think we all share this sentiment when we say,
Woohoo!
the single white balloon does so much to my heart.
It's
Yes.
a low budget victory. Brent, we
Congrats.
always like our guests to give a little word of inspiration to those who are watching. So if you have anything on your heart tonight that you would like to share, some words of advice as people go into their Wednesdays, what would you like to share? Kind of putting you on
Oh my
the spot.
gosh. Number one, I love the both of you. Thank you so much for the show. My mom is here. I love you, Mom. And to all my friends who are watching, to Carla, Kathleen, Jenna, everyone, all of you guys who are out there, love all of you. Spread love. That's all I'm going to say. Be good to yourselves. Do not take yourselves seriously and don't beat yourselves up, and be kind to yourselves. I'm learning how to do that. Learning how to do that. And you can learn how to do that every single day. That's why Totoro's here. I can grab a squeeze anytime I need to. So, and yeah. I've learned I'm responsible for my joy and satisfaction in this world, and we are all responsible for ourselves, and that we can give it to other people is important too. So
agreed.
That's what I say.
I love it.
We can all have a great life.
We always used to say. We always used to say that you're responsible. You can only control a couple of things, and one of them is your attitude. And I think that comes into being responsible for your own happiness and joy, is deciding how you want to feel about the world and doing your best to make it a happy life.
So true. So true.
Hey, do you want to promote? What do you got going on right now? Anything you want to promote and talk about?
Oh my gosh. And I believe there's pictures for this. So for those of you who know me, and for those of you who are getting to know me, I am an award-winning DJ out in Chicago. And we do this really cool thing called in addition to DJ services and photography and filmmaking, we do this really cool mobile DJ thing. And we can go to events and stuff like this. This is the Air and Water Show. We have this mobile battery-powered wireless setup. I can wear it and walk it around, and we can wear it and walk it around and do all fun stuff at events. So that's one of our fun offerings. So if you're out there and you know someone that's having an event, or you're working in the event industry yourself, give me a call or shoot me a message on Facebook or what have you, and we can chat. That's what I'm working on now. And other than that, just living life and enjoying stuff and cleaning the apartment, basic human needs, man.
Big features of a successful life.
I love it so much.
I know. Totally.
If you all want to get in touch with Brent, let us know if you can't find him, because we know right where to find him.
Hey man, appreciate taking the time.
Yeah, we love you so much.
I love you so much, everybody. Totoro loves you too.
Bye, Totoro.
We'll see you next time we're in Chicago.
Yes, please. Big hugs coming, man. Big hugs coming. Yeah, thank you. This show is so much fun. The show is so much freaking fun. You guys are the best. And so, wait, we have to, before we go, what was it? No, Erinn, you're right. You and I have known each other about 10 years now, or 9
crazy.
Or something like that. Dan, you and I have known each other for a little under 5 years, I think.
Probably almost 6.
Yeah.
6 years.
No.
6 years.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
It is. You guys are so perfect, not only for each other, but also just thank you for being in the world. I love you both. So
very little control over that.
True.
Yeah.
Feelings mutual, man. We love you. We'll see you soon.
We will.
Love you both. All right. Be well.
Brent was talking about being kind to yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to talk about today. I always do a little positivity corner at the end of the show. And actually. Dan.
I couldn't hold it.
It was appropriate that Brent was talking about being kind to yourself, because I've struggled with that lately for the first time kind of in a while. It's easy for me to be kind to others. It's easy for me to find the best in others. But lately, the last few weeks especially, I've been kind of hard on myself on silly things, nothing that actually matters. But if I mess something up, or if I make a mess, which I make a mess all the time because I'm a clumsy woman.
That's what you do best.
It is. But it never used to bother me. It used to just roll off my back. And lately I've just been feeling very unkind to myself. Like, oh, it's so stupid. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have. I can't believe you did that. You're a grown woman. Why are you doing that? And stop that. I would never do that to anyone else.
I honestly feel like you get that from me. Because I'm a big perpetrator of that.
Oh, you're terrible to yourself.
Yeah.
I've told him that for a long time. But you've been better to yourself, and I've been worse to myself. So between the two of us, we're even.
I'm not going back.
You shouldn't.
You stay down there. I'll stay up here.
No, I'm coming up to join you.
Okay.
But y'all, if you are being mean to yourself, remember, you're a person too. And it's really easy to compliment others and see the best in others. But sometimes when you're looking in a mirror, it's difficult. So this week, I challenge you to appreciate yourself, love yourself, and tell yourself you're awesome, because you are. You're making a difference in somebody's life, even if you don't know it. There are so many times that we'll hear something years later. When you said that to me, it changed my life, or wow, you really made my day. And I didn't even know. And you're doing that every single day.
Yep.
So just remember that and be kind to yourself and love yourself.
Give yourself grace, one of our guests said on the way out a couple weeks back. And I love that. Just make sure you give yourself the same kindness and grace that you give to other people, which hopefully you do.
Yep, absolutely. This is supposed to be an I love you sign, but it looked a little like one of the silent llamas that I give the kids when they won't talk.
Hey, whoa! Brent's back in the house. Mobile DJ.
I hope y'all have an amazing week. Thanks again to our amazing guest, Brent, for coming in today. If you were joining us from whichever platform, do it again. Here we are, Erinn and Dan, or Erinn and Dan. Erinn has 2 N's. Thanks, Mom.
If you want to see anything that you're not seeing on the show, or you liked a segment in particular that you never saw before, let us know, because we want to tailor this to give you what you want to see. Thanks for being here. We love Tuesday nights here on the internet. Hopefully next week we'll have a better internet connection, but thank you for sticking it out. And I think we look good in a soft fuzz.
Exactly.
We look like Anne Bancroft in a 60s film with the Vaseline on the lens to make her look extra dreamy.
Good night, everybody.
Is that your Anne Bancroft impression?
That was Animaniacs.
And the Maniacs Bancroft?
It's time to go.
Hey, do you think that